There seems to be some perverse human characteristic that likes to make easy things difficult. Warren Buffett. This is a quote by Warren Buffett, and I really love it. It kind of demonstrates what we're doing here. We're simplifying what you're doing right now. And to do so, we're going to focus a little on Warren Buffett and how his mind works and the clearing techniques that have worked for him. If you don't know Warren Buffett, he is called the Oracle of Omaha. His net worth is $66 billion. Let me demonstrate that for a moment. I'm going to pull up a slide here and really show what it means to be $67 billion. The poverty line in the United States right now is considered to be $24,000 a year. You know, if you're making $24,000 a year, that's poverty line. That's how much many Americans live with at the moment. The average American household makes $50,000 a year. So again, that's on our slide right here, of $50,000 a year. So you can see, okay, there's 24,000, there's 50,000. But let's go to relatively wealthy. $100,000 is considered relatively wealthy, relatively successful. If you're making $100,000, you're doing all right. You're doing pretty well, actually. And then we have millionaire, which again is what most people consider of you've arrived, you're a millionaire. But now let's look at Warren Buffett. As you can see, his is far longer than everybody else's. You can see the difference. And Warren Buffett, incredible man, if you ever want to learn about investing and the idea of letting your money work for you and creating a snowball effect with a dollar and letting it grow and grow, Warren Buffett is the perfect man for you to study. But we're focusing on his mindset at the moment. And as you can imagine, running a $66 billion enterprise could be crippling to many people. It could be crippling, it could be devastating. That much stress, many people honestly do not equip themselves to handle. And Warren Buffett didn't come from a perfect childhood, you know. He came from a childhood that perhaps you can relate to. He actually had a very verbally abusive mother. A mother who would go and she would scream at him and she would break him down, him and his sister. She would break him down to the point where he was weeping on the floor of just the things that she would say and do. And maybe you can relate to this, of a parent who didn't support you or, you know, really said things to you that hurt your confidence. This is what Warren Buffett grew up with. And when he moved out of the house, he was socially awkward. He wasn't very savvy when it came to women or when it came to other people in general. It's pretty funny if you study him and you see, wow, he was pretty socially awkward as a kid. And he had a terrible self-esteem. And yet he wanted to be successful. He wanted to be able to approach people. So he developed something. And he would not call this a clearing technique. He did it naturally. But we know after all of our studies that that's exactly what he was doing, was a clearing technique. And I want to take you through it. It's called the bathtub clearing. So just take a moment, you know, getting a chair. So if you need to get to a chair or anything, you know, get to your chair. And I'm not going to be sitting down, but I want you just to get into a relaxed position. We're doing the Warren Buffett clearing. So Warren Buffett would take a nice deep breath, and he would visualize his mind was like a bathtub. So just think of your bathtub. You know, as your day goes on, your bathtub is filled. It's filled with information. It's filled with trivia. It's filled with emotions. It's filled with events. By the end of the day, the bathtub can get kind of dirty with all these different things. And when this happened in Warren Buffett's life, when he would feel his life was full of dirty water, you might say, or maybe just useless water, he'd often say when he was researching something that was kind of trivial, he'd allow himself to use this technique to release the information in order to create information that could serve him in its place, putting new data in. And so just for a moment, keeping those eyes closed, letting yourself have that bathtub full, and it could be any kind of bathtub. Perhaps for you, it's an old-fashioned bathtub. Maybe it's the one with the legs on it, the brass legs. Maybe it's a jacuzzi tub, but either way, seeing it fill up. And as you see the different things and different circumstances in your life, maybe you had a similar situation of a mother or a father or a sibling, and all the negative things being thrown in this bathtub. When it's full, now just allowing yourself to pull the plug. And as you pull that plug, see all the water going down and down and down and down until it's empty. And when it's completely empty, putting that plug back in, and this time choosing how you would like to fill your tub. Perhaps you'd like to do it with affirmations. You can do this. You were born to succeed. You are competent. You are capable. You are incredible. You are a creator. Or maybe it's with data you would like to be there. Maybe it's filling your mind up with things that will help you in your business, in your personal life, in your hobby. But filling that tub up with things that serve you and taking that moment and seeing it fill. So that's the first clearing technique. You can use it at any time. I do highly recommend it. That's the billion-dollar clearing technique. So here's the challenge. Each video is going to have a challenge, and here's your challenge. This week, I want you to practice the bathtub clearing. Each time limiting beliefs or limiting events or anything comes through your mind, allowing yourself to clean out the tub, creating the thoughts you would like to have.